Yo, 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 yo. This is the FT podcast. This is episode 3.
Yo, it's
Um,
episode 6.
Damn.
yeah, my bad. um, a nigga's just high, but we'll go with Abdul. We'll just introduce Abdul. Abdul, just say what's up.
Yeah, man, what's up? It's episode 6.
Hey, Zach.
Yo, what's up?
Oh yeah. Also, Zach's an official member now, so
Yep.
congrats on the
Yeah.
I don't know, subtle promotion. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You shouldn't let Tosin lead this podcast. I think he's way too high to besides like a side man on this.
Actually, I'm not. But let's actually begin.
Good.
Let's actually begin. Let's actually begin. We're gonna talk about the top 5 leagues today, obviously. And yeah, man, let's just kick it off with the Premier League.
Oh boy.
Right now, Chelsea are up. Potentially, Chelsea can be up 10 points. They're 7 points up top right now with a game in hand. I don't know who they play tomorrow. No, who cares? League's done. But
West Ham.
oh, okay, West Ham. Yeah, they're probably
Away from home, that's not. I mean,
okay. Well, but it's not even at West Ham's real home. Like I think they moved.
Yeah.
They relocated.
yeah, their new stadium is pretty dull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's actually get into it. Let's talk Liverpool-Arsenal. That was the marquee game.
It was.
Yo, Zach, what did you think? Like, let's just start with you.
I just think I didn't really understand. Like, I mean, now we obviously understand what happened. Alexis had a bust up. Ozil, still don't really know what happened with that. But when you looked at the lineups, you could just tell like this is gonna be easy for Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool are kings against big teams, whereas Arsenal are the worst. I think that has a lot to do with coaching, but I mean, Mane just did his thing. I mean, honestly, at this point, you could really argue that he's like an elite, maybe even world-class player. He's so good. And of course, Lallana did put in work too, but really, it was just Arsenal just looked unconvincing once again against a big team. I really can't remember last time they actually like did well against big teams. Maybe like 14, 15. Or I mean, they did well against Leicester, but yeah, it's just they're so inconsistent.
Yeah, they truly are. Alexis, man, we actually have to talk about that. Like, Alexis was frozen out of the team, well, frozen out of the 11 for a big game. And it seems like if you look at the recent news, it seems like it seems like him and Wenger have beef. Like,
yeah,
it's actually interesting because Wenger is in a very like vulnerable situation right now. If we're being honest, like this is the last year of his contract. He's about to leave. He's taking L's left, right, and center, and now his best player is pretty much there's like some infighting going on in Arsenal. Like
I mean, from what I just read, apparently Alexis got in a fight with someone in training, and then he was kind of arrogant, and he just left or something. And you know what I mean? You know when a player just feels that he's bigger than everyone around him?
yeah.
So from what I read, that's what happened. And then apparently it said that the players actually backed they didn't back Alexis, they backed Wenger kind of. So the story makes sense to me. It honestly makes sense because I mean, why would Wenger drop him? It just doesn't make any sense to me. If there are football reasons, even if he sees that Alexis is not giving him what he wants against Liverpool and the system that he wants to play, he still wouldn't do it because you don't want the fans to turn against you in a game that you're most likely going to lose. I mean, when you drop Alexis, then you're just asking, because even if he drew, the fans would have said, okay, if Alexis played, we would have won. But when you lose, you're just asking everyone to hammer you. I mean, you can't defend that. So it has to be something that Alexis did in training or something that happened behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So that story makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, that's true. overall, let's actually talk about the game. Liverpool at this point, like it's almost like they're unplayable against like any side who wants the ball at Anfield, because they just press, they press and hose, and
Mm-hmm.
they just stifle out. They
I
stifle.
mean, that game was simply just, man, a coach that's outdated and a good coach because um okay, so what I understood is that Wenger is trying to beat the press by using Giroud and playing a long ball. Pretty much, Giroud can
Yeah,
hold it up, and then you're in their last third or you're in the second phase, and so you're not getting, you know what I mean. You're not getting stuck in your first phase, and they're not intercepting the ball and getting into dangerous positions. Okay, that makes sense to me.
yeah.
But what Klopp did is that Liverpool, a lot of points, Liverpool didn't press high. A lot of the time, Liverpool waited for them to come, and then they countered them.
I will say this though: would you not think that was convenient? It was convenient of them to get into a defensive shape after their early goal, because
I
after
don't
a goal, you
know.
feel like, hey,
No, no, actually, it
and it's
was
Arsenal.
Klopp. I'll tell you why it was Klopp because it's Anfield. I mean, at Anfield, Liverpool press, especially for that first half, they pressed the 45 minutes.
Okay,
That's
true.
why I think it was Klopp because if it was away from home at the Emirates, then okay, that would make sense because you're playing away from home, the crowd and everything. Then you're gonna take 10, 15 yards. You're gonna step back 10, 15 yards, and you're gonna show a bit of respect. But at Anfield, first 45 minutes, I expected Liverpool to press the full 45 minutes.
The first goal was just, I don't know, man. That's just frustrating if you're an Arsenal fan because
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was
long
great
ball,
from Mignolet too. I mean,
exactly, just a punt up the pitch, and suddenly it's 3v3.
yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
it's such a basic goal too.
Like such a basic ass goal to concede, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's
It
just
was great
Arsenal.
by Mane, but literally that was the only like decent thing that happened on that goal. Like it was such an average goal.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can like analyze that. It was just a basic goal.
It's a basic goal. It kind of reminded me of I don't know. Remember Sevilla Las Palmas?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Correa goal?
Yeah, Rico just punts it up to Ibora. Ibora heads it down to Correa. And that's how you just take advantage of the high line that way. But funny enough, Arsenal weren't in a high line during that set piece, like during the goal kick. Arsenal were literally in front of their
Yeah, they're
like.
just a mess. They're just a mess. Like
Wenger's just he's finished.
he's so finished. I mean, if Wenger gets top four, I'll actually respect him because their schedule is
How
because
I mean that's crazy that we're actually talking about like Arsenal not making top four.
yeah, because if he pulls it off this time, I
Nah,
have
come
to
on.
bow
He's
down
gotten
to this
in
guy.
some worse situations, like 12-13, for example. I think Tottenham were ahead of him by like double digit points, and they came
Yeah.
back. I don't know, but yeah,
Well, they've got Liverpool has a game and or Arsenal have a game in hand, and they're only 2 points ahead. So if they win their next game, then they're gonna be in fourth. So, I mean, let's not count anything out. You know.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I think he lost well, he didn't necessarily lose the dressing room, but he lost his best players. Like Ozil and Alexis are not backing him, in my opinion.
I
yeah.
don't
They don't
know.
want to be there. They don't want to play football, in my opinion. They don't want to play for Arsenal.
I think that a lot of players are backing him because they like know they won't play a lot with a new manager. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the players that are not good enough are backing him. So
Yeah.
true.
Exactly. That's my point.
Like
yeah,
your Oxes, your Coquelins, your, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what's his name? I was defending Chaka at the beginning of the season, but he's shit. I
hey,
mean,
Yeah.
at least he's
let's
playing like
actually
shit.
chill. Let's actually chill.
I
Okay,
mean,
to be fair, he was ass like this past game. I
okay,
don't know.
no,
He just
Xhaka's a
struggled.
good player, but
He
like I
struggled
don't
with
get
the
the hype when there are considerably better players in his same role that can do more and are younger, like Weigl and like Diawara. You know, these guys are actually producing, and they're like barely like they're like 20. You know.
Yeah, I think maybe the Premier League just isn't for him.
like the
Mm,
pace of the game. He struggles with it, but that's just odd because
yeah, he needs a system, no doubt.
You know why that's odd? Because the Bundesliga is very fast.
yeah, it's
Yeah, exactly.
it's not maybe it's not the same maybe, but like in
It's
terms
quick.
of It's a very quick league. Yeah.
It is a quick
So,
league.
and
Yo,
and
indeed.
even yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, Ndidi. I mean, Ndidi. You gotta be like in the Premier League. You gotta also be not just a holder, but also be a destroyer in a box to box. Do whatever your manager asks of you. I mean, I get that Xhaka can't do that, but I mean that's a real flaw on his part. But
Yeah.
maybe he just didn't pick the right club. So
Yeah, he didn't. I think if he went to City, he would definitely look much better than
yeah,
he's looking right now.
I don't know if he'd start, but yeah, I mean he's got potential. He's got potential. He's
The game I can't wait. Yeah, sir.
he came off of good Euros. Like he had some good.
yeah, he was pretty good in
He
the
really impressed me at the Euros. Yeah.
yeah.
The
Would you
game that I'm
rather
really
have
looking
Casemiro or
forward to is the game that I'm really looking forward to is the North London derby at White Hart Lane. That should be.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be a banger. I,
Abdul? Would you rather have Casemiro or Xhaka?
Uh, Casemiro is a good player.
He is.
Um, yeah, no, I think Casemiro because
yeah, he's
honestly, I
a
haven't
good
seen enough of
passer,
Jack.
Yeah,
man.
that's it.
I mean, I haven't seen enough of Chaka at his best, really, because I don't watch a lot of Bundesliga, so
Yeah.
the
So
safer bet would be Casemiro.
Casemiro stepped it up this season as well.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. I mean, he shouldn't be starting though.
Yeah, probably not.
yeah. Also, let's just talk about just a little bit about Liverpool. Yeah, they played a very good game today. Klopp had them ready. They're always very good against the top six, but
They
seeing
are, yeah. They should have beat United, I thought, but they kind of like dropped the ball there.
yeah. Well, wait, which game are you talking about? At Old Trafford?
The one where like I don't know, I forgot, but it was a draw. Yeah.
Well,
Both
both
of them
games
were
were
draw.
drawn. Yeah, both
Oh,
games were drawn.
I don't know. Pogba didn't do well. This is all I remember.
Oh gosh. So
Pogba didn't do well in both games.
Yeah,
like
that is true.
look at this sick fuck, man. Like we know what he's trying to do. Like, goddamn. All
What are
right,
you gonna do, man?
I'm kidding. But let's just go to Lalana and
Oh my god,
yeah, since you're the
expert.
president of PL,
I,
you made a match comp of
I
Lalana.
did. I did.
Oh,
Look, I just think it's so impressive how technical he is for an English player, you know? I'm just watching him. He's like passing into the final third with such crisp accuracy. He's doing Cruyff turns for fun.
he's
Um,
always done those though.
yeah, he has always done. And he's just like but he's such a smart player too, you know?
Yeah.
He's got such great movement
Is
and
it
he's like
possible? Is it possible to improve athletically like he has?
I mean,
'Cause he
I
was
think so.
26. I remember him being 26 at the World Cup. I don't know how old he is now. He's probably like 29, 28.
Yeah.
But if you compare him to his 26-year-old self, he's much faster, much stronger. Like, and
Yeah,
he's
because
quicker. And he's quicker. He's quick. He's quick in closing down spaces. Like, because as a defender in this modern era, like you have to defend space. Like he closes down space. He closes down players with their back to the ball, with their back to the goal. Like it's actually
initially he was like your traditional luxury number 10, right?
Yeah.
And then he turned himself into a player that can
Like Vidal.
pretty complete. Yeah, he can play in the three-man midfield and he can defend, he can attack, he can score goals. He makes those like third man runs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And
that's
he's great to watch.
He's a
very.
complete player. He is.
No, he's a very good player. Probably England's best midfielder at the moment. No
I mean, it
denying.
shows what coaching can do, really.
Yeah,
He really does.
it does.
Because
You gotta give top credit.
yeah, you look at Arsenal, for example, over the last like few years, they've had so many talents that ended up flopping. Like, for example, what's his name when he first started playing? Um, Ox. He looked like he was gonna be a player, right? And then
Yeah.
now he's just every time you see him on the team sheet, you're like, fuck that, like he's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
It's,
true.
and
It's
someone like
funny
yeah,
'cause I think
It's like
At Arsenal, you would notice that like there was like this French contingency at Arsenal.
yeah.
They switched to like I don't know. They started focusing more, putting more emphasis on homegrown talent, and that's why they had Wilshere, Ramsey, and none
Yeah.
of these guys have progressed.
Gibbs.
None of them are on. None of them are first 11 players.
and
They,
it's because I mean, from what I understand, it's because what's his name? Wenger used to have like really strong connections in the French market back in the day. So
Mhm.
whenever there used to be a big talent, he would pretty much be
Yeah, you
he
could almost
he
argue the Premier League before
yeah
Wenger was like strictly English, almost strictly,
yeah.
British.
And now that he kind of lost control of the French market because the game is much bigger now, especially the scouting systems and all the and the market is much more complicated. He can't get his hands on any of those talents anymore.
Exactly. Like Mbappe, if this was 1997,
He would get him, yeah. He would get Dembele. He would get like half of them. Dembele, Mbappe, Pogba, and all these guys. Yeah.
yeah, it just shows. Yeah, it's just a change. Oh yeah, so that's enough Liverpool Arsenal. Let's
Well,
actually.
no, no. I wanted to talk about one more thing.
Okay.
Um, just one thing. Alexis Ozil, are they both leaving? Is Alexis leaving? Is Ozil leaving? And where are they going to end up, in your opinion?
That's okay. With Ozil, I think truthfully, I think one of the two stay. And
Yeah, I agree.
it's easier to predict
Like,
Alexis staying. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Alexis leaving.
Yeah.
It's easier to predict Alexis leaving, and
Where would Ozil even go if he leaves?
Maybe
there's also
Bayern, but Ancelotti doesn't like him.
Ancelotti. Yeah,
Ancelotti pushed him out, kind of.
did Ancelotti push him out though?
I mean, he didn't like. He chose. He's going.
I've read conflicting reports. That's
I
why.
mean, now I actually know the story because if you look at Ozil's book, his father went to negotiate with Perez his new contract, and his father is not an agent. He doesn't have a lot of experience in this stuff, right? So it's normal when you get into these kind of like when I negotiate with you a contract, you're gonna decline my demands, and then we'll keep working at it until we reach a deal.
Yeah.
So his father got frustrated. He walked out of Perez's office and he shut the door. He like kicked the door. And then that's what Ozil said in his book. And then Perez, pretty much since then, Perez turned against him and he told him that I'll sit you in the stands and all that. So he knew at that point he knew that he had to pretty much leave, and he gave. He said that when he was younger, he promised Wenger that he wants to play with him, for him. I mean, so he
Mhm.
gave him a call at the time, and yeah. So I guess Ancelotti didn't care because Ancelotti likes his 4-3-3 anyways, and Ozil doesn't really fit into that. But I think Perez was the reason why he left.
Wow. Yeah, that's no, that's a good.
Did you see the quotes? They just came out like 2 days ago in his book.
Yeah, I've actually done my best not to read any excerpts from the book, just so I can read it.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, but no, that's actually interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. And but now Ancelotti's actually playing a 4-2-3-1 with Thiago there, but Ozil's not gonna get in ahead of Thiago. Thiago's having his best ever season.
The thing is,
So
Ancelotti is just really flexible. He can play any form. He plays many.
yeah, Ozil. I mean, okay, if you're gonna play a 4-2-3-1, you're gonna play Ozil wide because Thiago has that number 10 spot.
Yeah, you can play him wide on the right.
But you have
But
Robin, Ribery, Douglas Costa, Cole. You have so many wide
yeah,
options that stretch the game for you. Like even Muller plays there sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly though, like this is Mizzou.
Robin's better too.
Just based on his name, stature, I just think a host of clubs would be in for him. Like this is Mesut Ozil we're talking about. We're not talking about fucking, you know, tight as Bramble or some shit.
His stock has gone down though. Like every time. I mean, that's what I've noticed. But
It's the English media. Like I don't think coaches or managers pay attention to that kind of rhetoric.
But look at you didn't. Oh, never mind. I don't know if I should ruin the book for you. Should I tell you what happened?
Oh, did you read it?
Did you read? Can I tell you one more quote?
Fuck it, go. Just
Fine, go ahead.
Mourinho told him. Mourinho. Oh, I forgot about this. How didn't I say? Okay, so Mourinho turned against him and he said, "You think you can just walk around?" I think the quotes were something like, "You think you can just walk around all game and act like you're not interested? You think you're too beautiful? You think your two nice passes will save you?" And then he screamed at him for like. In the book, it says that he kept screaming at him and telling him that you have to run or something, or you're getting dropped or whatever. You think your two nice passes a game will save you, which is pretty much what everyone says about him right now, right? Like,
yeah.
And then he said that Mourinho. Like my last few days were with Mourinho at Madrid, where our relationship was kind of pretty intense, and it wasn't as good as before.
Hilariously, like, did Ozil ever get dropped at Madrid? No, he didn't. So
Yeah, but the fact that Mourinho said that means like top coaches do think about that.
but I think immediately after his tenure at Madrid, Mourinho said Ozil is the best 10 he's ever at Chelsea. So that was that.
Ozil is I'm not even okay. Ozil is the best 10.
Really?
I do agree. Ozil is the best 10, but in my opinion, luxury 10s are not like they don't belong at the elite level anymore. That's my point.
I'm not sure if he is the best 10 anymore, honestly. And
Honestly, the best 10 is Messi. Like, that's not even.
No,
No, I'm talking about your traditional number 10. Like I'm talking like the guy that plays in the whole kind of thing. You know, on paper.
I would say Thiago is better than Ozil, personally.
Okay, fair enough, but I'm just saying, like, even if he is the best 10, he's
traditional
still
10.
not.
That
Even
is
if he is the best 10, that still doesn't get him into a Madrid, a Barca, a PSG, a Bayern, in my opinion.
exactly.
You know?
We'll see. Like, we'll see what happens. Like, actually, he'll probably fucking stay. But
He's definitely gonna stay.
genuinely, I think if he were to leave, like, there would be a host of big clubs in for him just because.
No, but he's a crazy big name in
he's
Germany.
playing
So.
at the international level. You got to understand, at the international level, he was one of Germany's best players at the Euros recently. He was one of Germany's best players. That's
Yeah.
Like,
I think definitely Bayern is an option because I think he's a crazy big name. Obviously, he's a huge name in Germany, so it would make sense. And he has the Adidas deal now. He has that deal with Adidas and everything, so he can easily make that move to Bayern if they want him.
yeah. Let's also talk about Alexis. Where do you see him going? Lastly,
Bayern. Bayern. I think Bayern. I mean, where else? Maybe Atletico if they can afford him. Juventus actually. Juventus probably the.
I don't think. If I was Juventus, I don't know if I would go for him.
Yeah, but he's got so much quality, you can't really deny it. I mean,
because how do you make Dybala, Higuain, Alexis work? Alexis likes to play narrow. Dybala likes to play narrow.
So you could play the system that Fiorentina kind of does, where it's like your front three basically is like the front three Chelsea have. Like your players are close, but like they're right behind. You have like two number 10s, if that makes sense. Dybala is a 10, Alexis is a 10, and they're both like behind Higuain. And they havoc, man, all over the pitch. Like,
no, he's definitely gonna do. I mean, if he goes to Juventus, he's gonna do damage. He's probably gonna win top scorer.
Yeah, they can easily play in a front three, honestly. Like, come on, like Higuain in the center, Dybala in the right, Alexis on the left.
Yeah, I can see that. I think maybe Juventus are the favorites for him. I guess.
Yeah, I would say Juventus.
And if Griezmann leaves, you have to say Atletico will probably.
No, I actually read on Twitter that PSG are the favorites.
Oh yeah, I just read that too.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
We'll see though. Like, we'll see what happens.
But Arsenal are fucked without.
Arsenal are shit. Like, that's just the end of the story.
But I mean, in a way, they aren't because. No, I'm just saying that I feel like there's just this like natural pattern that like they literally can only go so far one way and so far the other way. Like they're stuck in the cycle of getting to the knockout round every year, getting top 4 every year, but at the same time, literally not challenging for anything bar maybe like an FA Cup. You know?
No, look at okay, if Alexis leaves, their main goal threat is Giroud now.
Yeah, that is pretty scary.
And that was good enough 4 years back, but the Premier League is only getting better now, and it's getting tougher. So,
But
I mean,
Giroud's a competent number 9. He could
yeah,
easily.
but if he's your main goal threat, I mean,
Yeah,
Lukaku's a better player in my
probably
opinion.
the worst center. If Alexis didn't play against Bayern, I think I think Giroud would be the worst starting number 9 in the Champions League in the second legs. I mean, he's decent, but he's not like up there with the great.
obviously he's not elite, but
Yeah.
I think he's just above that level of. I think he's a level above average, if that makes sense. Like,
And
He's
a
like
level below good.
level maybe, or
and a level below the elite, basically. Like,
I don't think he's a level below the
maybe
elite. I
2
think he's a few levels below the elite.
yeah, I was just about to say.
But he's not average either. Like he's a level.
Yeah.
He's 2 levels above average and 2 levels below the elite. I guess.
Yeah, I'd rather have Morata over Giroud personally.
I think I would too if it was like a big.
No, but I think Giroud. I think Giroud has more end product actually. I think he scores goals.
Really? Wow.
Morata's a very.
Giroud scored a good ton of goals at the Euros. So
Yeah, but didn't Morata isn't he on what the third most amount of goals for Madrid? Despite barely playing, you know?
That's a good point. I don't know if he would score as many goals if he actually started though.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point.
So it's kind of weird because
because he's coming on as a sub against tired legs.
Yeah, when you think about it, more playing time should equal more goals, but I don't think that's true when it comes to Morata.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just move on. Actually,
let's move on.
Arsenal. We'll just talk about one more game. Actually, let's talk about United Bournemouth. I think we need to just get into it. And
yeah, I didn't see the game, by the way.
I didn't watch the game. I watched.
I know neither y'all watched the game.
Yeah,
but honestly, y'all can still give a consensus.
Of course, yeah.
Review.
Yeah, I watched the highlights.
Yeah, and what did you think?
I think from what I've seen, obviously, I think United started off really well. They scored a goal. Was it offside?
What are you talking? Which one?
The goal, was it offside?
Our first goal? No, our first goal wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't
You
offside.
scored a goal. You missed a shit ton of chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just United's typical
Exactly.
performance, really, since the start of the season,
Yeah, no clinical. But then again, is this a managerial problem? Or is it just a personnel problem where players just can't break the
well, Pep's job is to the final third, and that's your manager gets you into the final third, then the players should be able to do the rest. I personally agree with that.
True. Yeah. The thing about United though, I just have to say, Mourinho, as great of a manager he is, I just don't think he has just the right. I don't think he has the requisite football knowledge to coach at this level anymore. I just don't think he does. How do you take off Carrick in this game when he has 0 markers on him? 0. No one's marking him. He had the whole game. He had all day to pick a pass, all day. And that's what you're gonna need against a 10-man team. There's no against a 10-man team. There's no threat. There's no attacking threat really. They're just gonna defend. They're just gonna stay in a block. And they're going to defend. And you, as United, you're going to have to break down. You're going to have to break down that block. And
because ideally, your most important player in that moment is Carrick, because he's going to keep switching the ball.
Yeah.
And, he's going to, because when you're playing a deep block, it's all about tempo. You want to keep switching, high tempo, pull the center backs out of position, and then you're gonna eventually
If you
find something.
remember, I don't know. I don't think you'll remember the game, but when we were at West Ham,
Honestly, I don't watch United.
yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
when we
really.
were at
I barely watch United.
when we were at West Ham, Carrick found Rashford on the
I saw
1v1
that. Yeah.
situation, 1v1 situation. Like those are the those are the moments you need in a game. Like a regista in that situation, he needs to find what matchups are best. He's literally like the quarterback in that situation, and
Yeah, exactly.
and the rest was history. Mata scores. Mata eventually scores.
And like yesterday, I mean, was it? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Um, Carrick did find Martial for that. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, he did. That was in the first half.
Yeah, you see how he split them. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
that's what he gives you, and that
yeah,
was a goal. And but Martial kind of missed it. So
yeah. Actually, let me just say some things about Martial, man. I need to get some shit off my chest about Martial,
That's good.
man. The truth. No, no, no. We need to be real about this dude, man. Just because this nigga don't
Yeah.
smile, everyone thinks, oh, he's a killer. He's a killer.
Yeah.
Bruh,
Yeah.
this dude doesn't have more than fucking. How many goals does he have this season? I'm sure it's less than 5. He scored 3 goals in the
Yeah,
Premier.
that's Mbappe. He, like, isn't even a starter and is like already in his like 18. You know.
Yeah, Mbappe scored more goals than Martial in 27 less games at Monaco.
Mbappe is definitely better. There's no
and
doubt.
Dembele is a better player easily.
Dembele is also a better player. Look, the thing with Martial is he's a great player 1v1. 1v1 when he's coming at you in a straight line, coming at you at pace. Like, as a defender, you're going to have to back off like, like you're fucking Gary Cahill or some shit. Like, you're going to back off. And then Martial, like, he's just so quick. He just has that change of pace that he can
Yo,
go.
but then again, look, this is the argument though. The
No.
argument.
Let me finish. Let me just finish what I'm saying. Yeah, he will. And that's great. The fact that he has the ability to beat a player, that's probably, as Double H says, is probably what the hardest skill in football, to beat a player. But when you beat a player, what do you do? Like that's the thing with Martial. What do you do after you beat the player? Like nothing comes of it. He doesn't link up with Pogba.
Yep.
And I'm seeing shit like, oh wait, Pogba doesn't rate him. He never passes him. That's fucking bullshit. Niggas are professionals. Like, get that shit the fuck out your head.
Yeah.
Martial has no rapport with any of the players. Like, let's really think about that. No, like he can't link up with Ibra. He can't link up with Pogba. He can't link up with Mkhitaryan. He could probably link up. Mkhitaryan just pretty much gives everyone in the final third a career, like genuine.
Yeah.
Because yeah, he's just so good at playing inside.
Yeah, even like I don't really like those the passing maps.
Yeah,
I don't like them, but every time you look at them, Mkhitaryan he has links with everyone, and they're all strong links, pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
You could argue he's been your best signing too. I think.
He's been absolutely superb. He's a class player.
Yes.
Borderline world class. Borderline. Like,
Yeah.
But with Martial, man, he hasn't shown ever since his bitch left him. He hasn't shown any. He hasn't shown any form. Like, he hasn't shown any form.
Okay, I'll tell you what I think. I think.
Yo, by the way, man, Hisaj Loki ended this nigga's career. Like, at the Euro.
Dude, I'm hit.
He hasn't been the same, bro. Let's be real. Like, he ended his career. Like, he had what 60% pass success against Albania. 60%. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Dude, he did end his career. He honestly did.
Yeah, I mean, I think just United fans overrate him. Like, he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying he was Ballon d'Or.
How immune he is to criticism. Like,
yeah.
It's like people are slow to critique him.
It's because he's a baller, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga got the gloves on. Like, he doesn't smile.
Yeah, he has that, baller look.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know why Martial gets all this praise and Zlatan gets slated 24/7.
No, I
But
don't
then
get why
again,
Rashford gets paid.
Zlatan. Look, this is how I see it with Zlatan. With with him, we should actually be higher.
Yeah,
Without him, we'd be battling relegation.
exactly.
If that makes sense. Because with him, he's actually missed. I saw a stat that he's missed 17 clear-cut chances this season. The next guy on that list has like 8.
No, Zlatan has been a much better signing than Pogba for me.
He's not well, he's a signing, but still,
No,
like we're talking about Zlatan
yeah,
here.
no, I just meant in terms of quality, not
We'll,
like
we'll get to Labille. We'll get to Labille later.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, that's the thing, man. Like Ibra, honestly though, you still can't deny he's been huge for us. But man, like there are just some games where you can see, you can understand the frustration. So like, because
Let's.
man,
If
like it's
Ibra
just
wasn't Ibra, right? If you were playing Rashford or Martial up front, and they were getting those
we would
numbers.
not be where we are. We would probably be
No, no,
10th.
no. But let's say they were getting those numbers, right? Everyone would be like going crazy.
Oh yeah, even if they had 17 missed
Yeah,
clear,
exactly. That's what I mean, right? I
that's
mean,
because they're young. Yeah.
and
Well,
and even if you bought a player, let's say you bought someone else other than Ibra, because Ibra is a big name in football. Let's say you got Lukaku, for example, and right now he has like 27, 28 goals. Everyone would call him a great signing because we're in March and you have 28 goals. That's amazing. On
yeah,
paper, that's amazing.
true.
Even if you're missing chances, that's still amazing. You know what I mean? Because I mean, because Cavani, for example, what people say about Cavani is that he misses a lot of chances, but he gets into those positions, right? And at the end of the day, he does score you 30, 40 goals, which is enough to win a league or to win a cup or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can't say Ibra has been poor. I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's been poor. I'm just saying like he's missed a lot of chances, clear cut, but either way, he's still been our best player this season. Like that just shows the level of the other players. Like they're just not playing to the required level. Fucking yeah, man. Let's get into Labille, man.
No, can I say one thing about Martial before you?
No, wait, because like this little bit shit I'm about to say with Pogba, man. All you Martial fans, man, that slate Pogba, like shut the fuck up forever. Like
Yeah.
y'all need to shut the fuck up forever. Martial,
Yeah.
like he ain't achieved shit. Like let's just be real here, okay? Like I use Martial's a great player. He's good 1v1. No, great player. I'm fucking tripping. He's a good player. He's good, great 1v1, but like that's it. Like I just don't see. I've not seen any semblance of form since he left his bitch. Like that's just the truth. That's just the truth.
Okay, but let me just make my point.
I low-key made him his bitch, to be fair.
Martial is let's look at it. Martial is playing wide. What if he's not a wide player? Because you're saying Martial can be his player one on one, but once he beats his player one on one, he doesn't have the ideas. Like when you're a wide player, right? You're gonna beat your man one on one, and then yeah, for example, when you watch Neymar or Hazard play, they can switch the ball, they can find players in the channels, they can cut it back to Pogba or to. He doesn't have that. Maybe it's because he played nine most of his life.
I rarely see him play cutbacks or
Yeah, but maybe that's because he's a nine. He's a striker. He grew up playing striker, right? Or am I right or wrong?
No, but then again, on the wing, if you're number 9 and you're playing on the wing, you'll still have that like innate sense to run in behind. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when I watch Ibra, like people will not agree with this. People have slated the shit out of Rashford on the wing. But the thing about Ibra, when Ibra has the ball, he actually enjoys playing with Rashford because Rashford, the minute he sees Rashford, just in him and his defender just on lock, and him and Rashford, it's just like it's almost telepathic. He just looks at Rashford. Rashford knows what to do. He runs in behind. Same thing with Herrera. Herrera kind of sees it with Rashford as well. So, like, Martial needs to add that element to his game, man. Like, he needs to become more of a goal threat. He's not becoming that. Like, and it's look, last season was great, but let's be real. The overall level of last season was ass.
Yeah.
Okay. I know he performed well, but the overall level, like it was ass. Like let's be honest, the
I
Premier League
still have a tough time starting for France too at this rate.
exactly he's below Payet and Coman in the pecking order. Like let's be real.
No, he's below everyone. He's below Dembele. Dembele's French, right?
Yeah, Dembele is better, Mbappe is better, Lacazette's better. Griezmann, of course.
A lot of players are. I don't think he's an 11. I don't think he makes their 11 in the
I
national team.
don't either. He might not even make the squad at
Does
this.
he even make the squad? Because
Exactly.
because if you
He
look at
makes
it,
the squad.
Dembele.
He plays for United. He'll make the squad.
Yeah, that is. But I mean, just on like.
If you're being fair, I don't know if he makes the squad, to be honest.
And look, I mean, dude, look, you got Benzema, you got Lacazette, Griezmann, Mbappe, Ousmane, Gamero's been tearing it up. These guys are not bums, so I mean, it's gonna be tough, honestly.
No, man, no, that's a good point, man.
And Lamar too.
That's enough Martial talk, man. Let's move on.
Ben Yedder also.
Oh yeah, Ben Yedder's been balling for Sevilla. Shout out Ben Yedder. But yeah, let's move on actually from the
And
Premier
France
League.
is pretty much Africa. It's pretty much an African all-star
They
team.
are.
Right?
They are.
You got some
Man, West and North Africans.
Ghanaian guys, some Moroccan guys, some Algerian guys.
Yeah, man. Like Congolese guys, Ghanaian guys, like
Yeah.
all these dudes coming together, man, to play for the white man.
For
But
real.
yeah, let's I'll play. Well, let's move on. Let's move on. We got La Liga next.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk full La Liga, man. And I know
I thought you guys
the
had
first thing we're gonna talk about, because we didn't do the podcast after Thursday.
Yeah.
We need to talk Madrid Las Palmas
Oh,
and
yeah.
Madrid Valencia.
Shout out to my man Roque Mesa.
No, we did talk Valencia. We didn't talk Madrid, Villarreal, and Las
Madrid
Palmas.
Villarreal, yeah, that was the game. Yeah. Oh, they did win. They did win the Villarreal game though.
Yeah. But I mean, we should have lost.
Yeah, you should have. And recently y'all just beat Eibar, and that was fucking easy as hell.
Yeah, that was.
Eibar have been balling lately, so yeah.
I was surprised. Yeah, but I think
them dudes actually made like a fucking commercial saying we're gonna beat Madrid this weekend.
Dude, really? That's pretty
they
pathetic.
were pretty arrogant going into the game. They thought.
Damn.
Yo, what were you saying? You said they thought. Oh, I think he had to do something. Yeah. But yeah, man, let's just talk Madrid while Abdul gets back.
All right. So this is pretty crazy, honestly, because I swear, like a few weeks ago, I thought Madrid had this shit sealed. But now it looks like Barca. Not only do they have a shot, but it looks like they might even win it. So it's pretty crazy, I think.
Yeah. Barca. Man, some of these wins they've been reeling off the past couple weeks. Like, no, man, they're impressive. It just looks like standard Barcelona again. They're ripping teams left and right. Meanwhile, Madrid are with exception of yesterday, they were struggling, man. They were in a bit of a hump, but I don't know. Madrid, they have that mental resilience.
Yeah, I mean, do we not really? I mean, because we know what it takes to win La Liga, to be fair. So, and we probably won't have the added, burden of playing Champions League football for a few weeks either. So, I think I still think Madrid will win it, but
do you believe in that? Do you believe in it?
I mean. Look, I've always thought that a 3-4-3 would be actually a good option because our midfielders have not been up to stuff.
Explain this new 3-4-3 Barcelona.
Okay, well, personally, I've always thought this season at least that our midfielders,
Can you hear me?
none of them,
Yeah, we can hear you.
maybe Busquets have been up to par, whereas Mascherano, Umtiti, Piqué, even Matteo, they've all performed. So I think that it's kind of the best option. Busquets, I think he is like less pressure now. And it's also good because our fullbacks are pretty terrible. So to give them like more of a wing back role, where they can just be like, workhorses and like not really have like as much pressure during build up. I think it's just good for everybody, and it's definitely the best option.
Does that hurt you in the middle of the pitch, midfield wise?
I mean, I think that it's like I said, it's the best fit for the midfield as well as just the rest of the team. I mean, I don't think that like losing central midfielders necessarily will hurt like midfield superiority
because a lot of those players can get into those positions.
Yeah, exactly. When Chelsea switched from a 4-2-3-1 to a 3-4-3, their midfield actually started performing. So I think it will. I think it's the case for Barca as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. I think well, first of all, we have to talk about how Luis Enrique is leaving. So
yeah, we do.
I think that was a good move by him to announce it early. Gets like everyone behind, because it gets everyone behind him. Like you had a lot of people that wanted him out, but to know that he's leaving at the end of the season, and you just get behind him, and until the end of the season because you want to win the league. Also, Barca don't have Champions League, I'm assuming.
I honestly would. I mean, this is me, but I would play like just our B team for PSG. I don't think there's a shot.
For some reason, they think some Qs think like you're gonna come back, but
yeah, I mean, I respect it, but I mean, PSG are a great team, so
they're gonna score a goal. Okay, if PSG do not go through, they should just shut the club down for a few years because
they honestly should. Like Cavani just like rescind his contract if we actually beat them, they should just give us Verratti on a free. Like I don't even think we should have to.
You can't bottle it like that every season. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy because they bottled it against Chelsea and they bottled it against like so many like
City.
Yeah, exactly. So but they're gonna. I'm sure of it. I hope not, but that's just the way it is.
Honestly, if you were to ask me my favorites for La Liga right now, if I'm being honest, I would honestly say Barcelona because
I'm hearing that from a lot of other people too.
Because you're on the I would say you're only getting better. I think
we are,
and I think we're getting worse. And I think Zidane's luck has run out, and the games where we used to win in the last few seconds, we're now drawing, and in a few weeks we could be losing.
Well, but you also just went to an Eibar team who had been in great form lately without like Bale and Cristiano, and like won like 5-1.
Yeah, so. but we pretty much perform once. We have a good performance once every like 5 games.
Literally like once a month.
We shouldn't have won at Villarreal and Mardegalia. We should have probably lost that game. We got destroyed for the first hour. We got absolutely destroyed, and because we have the best two fullbacks in the world, pretty much.
Yeah,
they pretty much single-handedly brought us back into that game.
Yeah.
We should have. I mean, I don't think we deserve to lose a Clásico, but we could have easily lost a Clásico.
We kind of bottled that.
Exactly. We could have. Deportivo at home, we should have lost that. Ramos scored in the last minute. We should have easily a draw or loss against Malaga. Again, Ramos scored a brace. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. I mean, from the first game of the season, we've been getting lucky. If you recall the Super Cup against Sevilla. Yeah, from our first game of the season to our last game against what was it? To until now, pretty much we're just getting lucky. We're not playing good football. It's a myth. Our unbeaten run, that was a myth. We were not playing great football. We haven't played great football this season.
It's so one-dimensional too. It just seems like it's all just crossing and set pieces.
Yeah, it's just very Zidane. I get Zidane's just not even a good coach. I was gonna say he's not a top coach, but he's not even a good coach. I think if Zidane coaches An average team, I mean, good luck to him. If after the Madrid job he has to coach like somewhere in France, like Nice or Bordeaux or something, good luck to him because I think he'll get relegated.
I'm
So
starting to even think that like Lucho might even be better than Zidane. I don't
no,
know.
he's definitely. What do you? Come on, Lucho won a treble.
Yeah, I would probably. I mean,
How can you
yeah,
even say that Zidane's better? That's
well,
not even a
yeah,
debate for me.
really. Wow. I
It's
mean,
not even a
yeah,
debate.
I say so too. And especially because like you could argue, I would probably say that Madrid have a better squad than us. Honestly,
No,
um,
definitely. I think definitely, to be honest.
I would say so too. Um, but yeah, and also Lucho probably is showing more tactical flexibility. I mean, look, it's a good thing that he's leaving because we need a top manager like Sampaoli. I mean, the 3-4-3, it's going well under Lucho, but imagine what it would be like under
Yeah,
Sampaoli.
but you're not getting Sampaoli from what I understand.
Well,
It's
yeah,
Valverde, right?
yeah, it certainly seems so. But I mean, I think Messi needs to put an ultimatum. Um, just like threaten to leave, honestly, if we don't get Sampaoli, because I mean that's like the only way. Honestly,
Mm.
Valverde is like he's a good man. He's probably better than Lucha, but he's still an average manager.
No,
Um,
because when I look, okay, when I first heard that, I was like, okay, let me look at. I mean, I knew Valverde, but I didn't like. He wasn't someone that I've watched closely or anything. So I look back and I'm like, okay, this guy has a very good Bilbao squad.
yeah,
It's a very good squad. Bilbao's team is very good. When I look at it, it has a lot of options. He can do good stuff with that squad, and he's ninth, eighth. He hasn't done anything in the Europa League. No, Bilbao played the Europa League final just a few years back.
yeah,
Um, and Bilbao historically they do well in Europe. I mean they don't win it, but they make semis, they make quarter. He hasn't done anything with them in the league. He
and
hasn't
he's
really done
a
anything in the
defensive
league.
manager too. So
Yeah, I mean, has he? He hasn't done. Has he gotten top four with Bilbao since he coached them? I don't think he got top four.
yeah, it's pretty. I don't.
Or did he? What was he? Was he Bilbao's manager when they beat Napoli in the Champions League playoffs? Remember when they beat Napoli
Yeah, I remember that.
when Aduriz won Mento?
I mean, they did win the Super Cup against us, to be fair.
Yeah, but
But
when you look at, I mean, you're trying to upgrade here, right? You're trying to upgrade on
exactly, I
Lucho,
don't
and I
think
don't see how that's an upgrade.
yeah, I don't either.
I mean,
And
in my opinion, you give Lucho that Bilbao squad, and I think he does better.
yeah, I think he plays better football even.
And I
Like,
think he gets better results because that squad is good. He has Aduriz. Aduriz is one of the most consistent strikers in La Liga. He'll give you goals. Williams is a great talent. Laporte is a good defender.
and yeah, it's honestly a disgrace how this Barca board tries to like make Messi carry this team by like I mean, look at the past coaches since Pep left. Like Tito, I mean, great man, not like an elite manager. Tata, this man's like coaching an MLS team that's playing its first ever game like
Mm.
tonight. Um,
Oh, Tata's in the MLS.
yeah, he's in Atlanta United playing it's coaching his first ever game tonight.
Yeah,
And Lucho. I mean, I I can't imagine what
I
Messi
think if Barca hire what's his name Valverde and
yeah.
we keep Zidane for the next if those two managers stay for another two
That's a
years.
joke, honestly.
Yeah, if those two managers stay for another 2 years and Sampaoli stays at Sevilla, I think Sevilla will win a La Liga title.
You got arguably the three biggest clubs in the world, all with like average managers, like averaged or washed up managers like Valverde, Zidane, and Mourinho. Like, I mean, that's
I mean,
pretty.
is Mourinho? I don't know. I don't want to give up on Mourinho because
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
like Mourinho.
yeah, I grew up. Mourinho was by far. I mean, Mourinho was probably my favorite person in football in terms of player, manager, anything.
Yeah.
But decline has just been crazy.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think you can call him a top manager anymore, honestly.
Honestly, if I'm being realistic, you can't. I mean, he has to prove himself again. I
He
mean,
did.
he left the team in the relegation zone or around that last year, and then He's 6 now. It's especially after the money that he spent. You can't, no excuses.
No, I don't think Mourinho has done anything really of note since like 2012, honestly.
No, I
Because
think Chelsea 14-15, they played unreal football for that first half of the season.
first half, yeah, but they had by far the best squad. Hazard, unreal, Matic,
But
says
their football was so good. I thought they were unreal. Like,
start, but then he cowered out again, like in the second half.
yeah,
But,
honestly, the moment I kind of turned against Mourinho was that Champions League second leg against PSG at Stamford Bridge when he lost to 10 men, pretty much 10 men PSG at Stamford Bridge. Yeah,
and Blanc totally outclassed him that game.
yeah, that's when I kind of I was like, nah, I think Mourinho might be losing it.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think for me, honestly, Mourinho has declined since he kind of lost the dressing room more
Real Madrid.
in Real Madrid. Yeah, he got bodied by like Casillas and Ramos and everybody. So that for me was the start of the decline. But I mean, yeah, I just think that that was the problem. And he hasn't been the same ever since, honestly.
Yeah, so for La Liga overall, I think I do think I'm not saying it to be I mean, yeah, I think Barca are the favorites. I'm honestly being realistic.
Wow, that's high.
Because you're on the if you, for example, if on Tuesday, when is the game? Wednesday. If you win like 2-0, you don't go through. But again, you're getting better. You're only getting better. Everyone's gonna get behind Enrique because he said he's leaving.
Yep.
And then on the other side, we have a clueless manager. And we went from 7 points to 2 points within 2 weeks, right? So it's shades of 2014, 2015 right there.
Yeah,
so,
that's pretty crazy.
So wait, you think Zidane doesn't have the, he can't do it? You think he's not going to be able to win the league?
No, Zidane can win the league, but he's still a shit coach, right? Like he can't win the league, but he has to go in the summer anyways, in my opinion.
What are the worst circumstances in which
No, you know what the problem is now, right? I'm not even excited about us winning the league because I really want to win the league, but I really can't take another year of Zidane. Like, I honestly cannot take another year of Zidane.
What are the worst circumstances in which Zidane would keep his job? Like if you win,
no, sir. If he doesn't win anything, he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah. If he doesn't win anything, he's gone.
Get to the semifinals or get to the final and lose. Does he step?
No. He has to win. He has to win. Yeah.
Yeah, Madrid finals, man.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm starting like I always used to, every week I would be really excited for the Madrid game, and I would never miss a Madrid game. But this season, especially the last 2 seasons, I'm starting to lose that. Our football is so, I don't understand how you can deliver such poor football with such a great squad. It's just
such a great squad too. I think you could argue it's arguably your best squad in years. I mean,
if you add a technically gifted forward to that squad, it's probably the best squad ever.
Maybe
you can argue that it's the best squad ever.
It has, your squad has every profile, man.
You need a goalkeeper that's not. I think your goalkeepers are a bit shaky, honestly.
Okay, fair enough. Goalkeeper, not good. But if you add like a Neymar to that squad.
Oh yeah, even like an Ousmane or an Mbappe, I think you got the jackpot.
Yeah, it's crazy, and the football is absolutely disgusting. Like every time I remember that there's a Madrid game coming up, I don't get. It's actually depresses me.
It was actually just wow. It was such a wow moment to see Las Palmas play like that at the Bernabeu. Yeah. They were just dominant in every aspect.
Yeah, because
it was. I honestly think just because Las Palmas in stature, they're a really small team. So you guys were able to overpower them towards the end. That's how y'all were able to get back.
Yeah, and people were obviously Bale, he should get some of the blame. Ramos was disgustingly bad. That was pretty much the old Ramos. That was the
So
worst Ramos
wait.
performance I've seen in
You
God knows
think
how long.
wait with Sergio Ramos, like let's just say you think that that penalty he did against Sevilla at the Pizjuan, you think that ended his career ended his season low key? Because
What
it's
penalty?
that penalty he scored against Sevilla at the Pizjuan and
Yeah, the what do you call it?
the Panenka.
Why would it end his season?
Well, not end his season, but like he's been poor ever since that. Like
No,
I've
but you know
noticed.
what's funny, right? Ramos did that, and then the next game he had his best ever performance. Like, in my
But then
opinion,
he scored
Ramos
an
at the
own goal.
Pizjuan, it was
Then he
unreal.
scored an own goal.
And then he scored that own goal. Like, watch Ramos at the Pizjuan in that game where
He was great.
unreal. That was one of his best performances ever, like I've ever seen defensively, just pure defending.
It's like playing the Benucci role, kind of.
Yeah, he was great in build up. He was sweeping for, I think it was Varane at that game. It was a three at the back, right? He was sweeping for Varane and Nacho. It was just a beautiful performance. And then he scored the own goal, and then since then he's been poor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say he's been like, where would you put him amongst your best players? Like top 5 this season? Or
Yeah,
top
obviously, because look how many points he's won.
Yeah, he's he scored so many big goals for them over the years. So
you could argue like he's been top 3, maybe even.
Yeah, I think our best players this season, I think you have to say Carvajal, Modric, and Ramos. I mean, okay, technically Ramos hasn't been like amazing, right? But influential, right? He has been very influential.
Yeah.
Because if you lose El Clasico, you might lose the league. I think maybe if Barca win that game, then it's a completely different league, title race. Maybe we collapse in November, and then it's not even a title race anymore.
To be fair, though, Madrid. The thing is, though, like the Madrid are just so talented personnel-wise that when they turn it on, it doesn't matter if the coach is set up like this. They play some beautiful stuff.
Like the Napoli game. The Napoli game, we were unbelievable.
Yeah, and the Villarreal game, last 30 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was beautiful. I can't even hate. Like,
yeah, I mean, the fullbacks. Watching Marcelo and Carvajal is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never seen a fullback. I've never seen a fullback change a game like Carvajal did versus Villarreal. He literally changed the game by himself.
He literally.
Isco too as well.
Like it's very rare when you see a fullback just demand the ball and just go at the other fullback and just change the game just at will. He just took it's similar to basketball. In basketball when someone just takes the ball and just changes the game. I thought Carvajal did that in that game. So yeah. And is no one giving Sevilla a shot? They just won. They just beat Bilbao.
They just beat. That was a big win. I watched that game. It
wasn't.
They did have a coach who's literally. I mean, look, I would take an inebriated Sampaoli over a sober Lucho and Zidane. So, I mean,
the thing is, I watched the Sevilla Bilbao game, and what I noticed is, Bilbao, like the whole game, the whole idea from Bilbao was to try and disrupt.
Yeah. Raul Garcia.
And with their aerial prowess, like Raul Garcia. It was all.
This is what I don't get, right? How can Barca go for Valverde when his football is disgusting?
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and besides Rakitic, who are our players who will win aerial balls?
I don't honestly I'm pretty happy because it's Barca, right? I'm cool with that. Fuck the club over, everything is cool. But that's one of the most retarded appointments I've ever seen.
Let's actually look at the history of Barcelona appointments. Just since the millennium, because if you actually really think about it, they don't really sign world-renowned managers. It's because Barca have that that mes que un club mentality.
Yeah.
So they wanna like Pep, man. Pep was a Barca B. He was coaching Barca B. That's
but it's Pep, right?
At least take a gamble with a young manager like Nagelsmann or Guede, someone who has potential. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's better than someone who's like stuck in his values, like Valverde, who just would not really improve this club and would just honestly make it regress. You know?
Yeah, and just a side note here. We go to the Summer Mason two. Yeah, we have to go to the Summer Mason 2 weeks.
Wow, that's gonna be tough.
They're disgusting. I hate Bilbao. Like
They are so dirty. It's just
disgusting club.
they're such.
Yo, man, you should play Kovacic in that game. He'll be immense.
Yeah, I remember Kovacic at the Samaris last year.
Yeah.
What a
He'll get
performance.
there. Yeah.
And he's got that like mala leche. Like he's actually pretty strong and like physical. You know.
Off the ball, he's great. Off the ball, he's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
He's kind of what this Inter team is kind of missing. You know, purely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They need someone.
So no one is giving Sevilla a sneaky shot to.
We probably should honestly because I mean they're the only.
Let's see how they do to Alaves tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
Yeah. Because
They
they still
actually
have a
look-
game in hand. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they won the way they won because the way they won that Seville derby gave me flashbacks of Atletico's win at Bilbao. Remember when Atletico won the league when they won at Bilbao that game?
Yeah.
And they just edged that. You know, those are the games.
Yeah, exactly.
That yeah.
Yeah, I would
Think
give
about-
it honestly.
The thing about San Paulo is that like his teams like they adapt to situations like under because at Las Palmas like it was a very close game, tight knit. What does San Paulo do? He brings on his tallest midfielder.
Exactly.
He asks the goalie to punt it, and Iborra
Yo,
brings it down for
And I was, in my opinion, like I think that's why international football actually helped San Pauli because when you play tournament football, you're trying to win a game, right? You know, because he can adapt from having a system to just trying to win the game. He's just making the subs to win this game because some managers, for example, they have the system. This is my system. I play this system 38 games a season, and I don't play around with it. But San Pauli can just completely change the system to win the game, and that's why his subs this season have won him like.
And look at the Betis game, and they won off 2 set pieces.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, man. Just
his subs this season have won him like a crazy amount of points. I was just reading it, like something.
Saravia, fucking
and like and Vieto.
Vieto, like they've all come in, they've all put in, you know.
Sarabia is probably the signing of the season in La Liga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Saravia, man, he's a baller. He looks borderline world class right now.
Yeah, he's not even a starter. That just shows how like important.
Yeah,
Wasn't he a Madrid reject?
Yeah,
I heard something like that. Yeah.
Getafe, right? Didn't they get him from Getafe?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I know he used to be with Madrid's youth team. That's why. But
I wouldn't count out Alaves for tomorrow though. They're a great side with Camarasa, Hernandez.
Yeah, no, look, these games aren't easy, man. Like,
They aren't.
let's see how Sevilla do. Let's see how Sevilla
Look,
do.
I think for Sevilla, the X factor is gonna be what they do at the Camp Nou and
Yeah.
the Bernabeu. I think they'll lose.
And also the Calderon.
Oh yeah.
Oh
They
yeah,
have to
yeah,
go
yeah.
there as well. They have to go there as well.
I think if they get 4 points out of those 3 games, then they're serious.
Dude, I don't know how anyone can like say the La Liga is not the best league in the world. Honestly, it's just quality and abundance.
It's because people like honestly the amount of matchups in La Liga are unreal. Like you go to play in San Mamés, Calderón, and Mestalla. Like there's so many big games, but people just don't watch the league. Like
Exactly. It's just like a case of like uneducation. Like people, they know like, oh yeah, Swansea, they've got like Llorente and Sigurdsson, but like I don't know, like Betis and Sociedad, they've got better players than that. But they just don't watch like the lower games like Betis against Espanyol.
Betis have Danny Ceballos. He'd walk into
literally any team in England. I swear to
I
God.
can name you probably 7 to 8 grounds in La Liga that no team wants to play in. Like you don't want to go to the Calderón, you don't want to go to the Mestalla, you don't want to go to the Pizjuan, you don't want to go to El Mardigal, you don't want to go to Anoeta, like San Mames. Like those are a lot of tough away games. It's crazy. Like
Exactly. Yeah, you
it's
don't want to go to.
crazy. I actually just thought about it. Like practically in La Liga, half of your away games are pretty much hell.
Exactly, and that's not the case with that's not the case with England. That really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is the case,
Depends.
I'm
No,
not.
honestly, all leagues they're tough games. That's
Yeah,
just
I'm not criticizing the EPL. I'm just I'm asking people to respect La Liga. I'm not. I don't care about the EPL. It's a good league. I watch all leagues. I watch all good football.
And look, there are levels, honestly. I mean, Spain is levels ahead of England. I'm sorry, but look, compare what we do in Europe to what England does, you know? Like Spurs, they got knocked out. They're like second, or right? They're like third, right? Third or second, I don't know. They got knocked out by like the 7th place team in Belgium. Not even like a good team, like the 7th place team. They got knocked out by the Everton of Belgium, son. Like
they got beat up by Leverkusen as well. Oh man.
And Poch was very, very serious about the Europa League. So
yeah,
so I'm not. Again, I don't want to hate on the Premier League, but like the amount of tough games in La Liga, I actually just like took it in.
unbelievable.
Celta, Villarreal, Bilbao,
Espanol for
Atleti.
Even Osasuna's ground, El Sadar.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
remember?
that's to that.
Pep lost the 2011-2012 La Liga pretty much at Osasuna. Remember the 3-2?
Yeah.
They killed Barca that game, and then they ended up getting relegated, I think.
Exactly.
La Liga is mental. It really is fun to watch. I just don't get I don't get the disrespect, honestly.
Yeah.
No.
And just like all of the setups, like Osasuna, I can't name like a single decent player on Osasuna, but they are tough to play against because of the system occasionally, you know?
And the thing when people say, okay, do you want me to watch Granada? No, don't watch Granada. I want you to watch the top 8. I don't watch Swansea. I don't watch fucking Leicester. Like I watch Everton. I watch United. I watch City. I mean,
I watch Granada because of Samper, but I mean, there's just quality in abundance. You know, that's what's so great about La Liga.
it's. I think why people. I think
Atletico. They just drew Atletico like on Thursday. That's what I'm talking about. Like literally any team can get a result against anybody, and like don't say nothing. I mean,
and the quality of football is much better. So it's not just competitive. The quality is much better.
It's way better. I feel like Barca have dropped so many like meaningless points. I have no idea how there's actually a title race because it seems like Madrid have been like unstoppable. So I'm just like I really don't know what happened. Like I literally can't remember Madrid dropping many points. Like I mean, okay, Villarreal, Las Palmas,
Valencia.
Yeah, Valencia.
Sevilla.
Right. Valencia, they always find a way to like mess up.
I mean, the two teams that I really hate are Bilbao and Valencia. They're the scum of
us. We had the greatest game like of the season against them when Messi came through, but they were clutch. They did well against us, and then they beat you guys.
So Valencia turn up for those rival games. You know, the form just goes out the window in those types of games. Yeah.
And also, these players aren't bad either. I mean, Varane, he got exposed against Valencia, but he's still a great player.
yeah.
I mean, that just shows how deep La Liga is. You know,
Honestly, like just closing this. If I were to say like if I were to rank like my favorite games this season in terms of like across all the leagues, I probably have like a good 4 or 5 games from La Liga and like from the Premier League. Like the only game where I really enjoyed this season from the Premier League, it was probably City against Chelsea City. Yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that was a beautiful game. But like
Liverpool-Arsenal or Liverpool-Bournemouth, I would put those two up there. But I mean, not.
Well, we're talking strictly about the big games.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking strictly like quality of football, not like ping pong, like Monaco City 5-3. No, I'm talking like because like that what do you call it? That Villarreal Madrid game, for example.
Yeah.
That was
was-
like the first hour of that game was unreal in terms of technically it was
I
crazy.
still
Oh,
don't
like
know how you-
Villarreal were
Yeah.
passing around you guys, man. Like,
Exactly. So
yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much
that's
it.
the beauty of the games. Like in these La Liga games, it's just so it's somewhat refreshing to see like these lower sides just play against Barcelona and Real Madrid against the elite and still outplay them in spurts. Like like
The
it's
football is really just fluid. You know what I
exactly
mean?
like
It's
when I
fluid.
watch Villarreal, dude, even Las Palmas, man, what a performance at
Oh
the
my God, what a team, man! Play better.
what a
But you guys know what I mean, right? I can give you like a good 12 stadiums that you don't want to
yeah.
go to in La Liga right
Yeah.
now. It's crazy. La Liga is very tough to win. It's actually, looking
The
back at
funny
it,
thing is, all the Las Palmas games I've watched this season, I watched the first game against Valencia. I watched them against Villarreal, which had that amazing goal by Boateng.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all
yeah, I
remember.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I watched them against Sevilla. All the games I've watched with Las Palmas, they've just been edge of your seat,
Oh yeah.
very technical. Like it's
And they're
beautiful to
so
watch.
small
Like
too. They're,
and
they're like literally like 5'9", like on average, and you can't do that in England, you know.
look at
And
Roque Mesa, man. You can't compare any player to him. He's so unique. Like
Who?
Roque Mesa.
Oh yeah, no, he should be Carrick's replacement, honestly. Um,
I don't know about that, but
he's
but still, like, yeah, no, he's a great player,
one of a kind.
fucking great player. Like, but yeah,
it's
it's
so
just great to see Las Palmas, man, and all these other great,
I think
Spanish.
I think what's crazy about it is the amount of money those teams actually like generate. Because in the Premier League teams can spend a shitload of money and then they end up signing so many flops. Like you look at like every year, Premier League teams spend like hundreds of millions and half the players flop.
It's
For
funny
that
though
money,
because
La
I
Liga.
feel, yeah, I feel like Premier League teams they suffer from, you know, the big bucks that they earn from the TV companies and shit because they can't get all these scouted players, these under the radar players, well, or maybe not even, or these scouted players that are like making a name for themselves. They can't get them at all because they want to, they want to hold them hostage for like, maybe 20 million pounds above the player's value. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah, like look at
Because
Zielinski. Zielinski was supposed to go, but they told Liverpool, "Nah, we want more money."
Yeah.
And then he goes to Napoli for arguably less. Like, think about that. He went to Napoli for less, probably
it's
less.
crazy when you think about. I think Sevilla got Jovetic, Vietu, Sarabia. Who
Aren't
else?
those all
Jovetic.
loans though?
No. Sarabia they bought.
Jovetic is a loan.
Jovetic is a loan, but
Yeah, Sarabi's a
it's
buy.
pretty much like it's a loan where you loan him, but
Option
you're
to buy.
guaranteed to buy him
Yeah.
if you want to. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you pretty much bought him, but it's actually better than buying him because if you don't like him, you can just return him.
Oh, and Longlet too.
Yeah. And they got who else? They got Nasri. They got
Vasquez,
Nzonzi. They
Franco
got like
Vasquez.
you can look at that Sevilla squad. They probably built that squad for less than City bought Sterling. City bought Sterling for 50 million. Sevilla probably built that whole squad for 50 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of wanaways and rejects like
Exactly.
Jovetic,
Um,
Vasquez. Like
Mariano and Trey
he
Malik
did,
were like playing at Tulaluz until they were like 28.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
and then
Um,
people end up hating on those teams rather than actually like appreciating the great management and the football brains behind the project. They end up hating on them because on an odd night they lost 5-0 at the Camp Nou, which like any team it can happen to PSG, it can happen to any team in the world. Like
Yeah, it happened to Real Madrid. So
exactly. So if you go to the Calderon, if you go to the Bernabeu, if you go to the Camp Nou, on any given night you can catch 5-6. Any team in the world can catch 5-6. It's
yeah.
just so
No,
when you
that's a
end up talking, when you end up, for example, talking trash about a team like Las Palmas because they lost, or a team like Celta Figo because they lost 5-0 on a given night. That's just dumb.
Dude, I don't even care. Any team in England could catch like 5 goals to Barca, Madrid, even like Atletico or Sevilla.
Yeah, Liverpool were coming off some crazy season, right? And we went to the freaking Anfield, and the game was over in 30 minutes, and we rested our players for a Clasico.
Probably less.
Yeah, like
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
It was ugly, man. It was ugly. It was a training session, pretty much, at Anfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to round up the whole podcast, let's actually just do some Champions League previews.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Champions League on Tuesday, we've got right. Tuesday there's Napoli, Madrid, and Arsenal, Bayern, both pretty much already sealed for the away team.
Well, let's talk about Napoli though. There's a possibility because they just came off of beating Roma away from home at the Stadio Olimpico.
That is a tough assignment.
That's a tough place to play, and to win
2-1 Roma's record before that game at home was 100%. Like they've won every single game at home.
Exactly. Like that's huge. Like the fact that they could win there. So they're gonna be, in terms of morale, in terms of squad morale, they're gonna be high. Squad morale is gonna be high. Games. So hey,
and Madrid aren't that.
See what happens, man. Let's see. If Zidane gets exposed,
the São Paulo is one of those stadiums where, like, I mean, you don't want to fuck up there because if you give them a goal, and that crowd gets behind them, then you're fucked. Like it's gonna be hell.
We'll see, man.
So,
the thing is, though, Napoli have been poor this season at home. They're actually better away.
Yeah, but it could be that special night. When you go to stadiums like Anfield, anything can happen.
True.
Yeah.
So we need an early goal.
Bayern Arsenal. Do you guys just want to do like a 5-second silence? Just 5 seconds silence.
I really hope that Bayern like tear them up with like their.
Bro, I hope Bayern score another 5. I hope Bayern gets to double digits on aggregate.
I hope they do it with like their bench warmers too, like to see like Rafinha.
Renato, I want to see Renato play this game, man.
I need to see Renato.
No, because actually, if Bayern field like their B team, if the Bayern field their B team, then that's actually worse for Arsenal because those players want to prove themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like Bayern.
Dude, Bayern's B team would slap off Arsenal.
That's would, dude. I swear.
Like Coman, Douglas Costa, Ribery, and Muller and these guys.
Muller's out of their first X.
The funny thing, I read that Robin was rested for this game. Like that's disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful, son.
Bro, they got dog.
I honestly think Bayern players love bullying Arsenal because I think they just love it now. They're used to it, and
that's so funny, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I really think, this is needed because Renato has been getting, like, literally no opportunities, and so he really needs this game. Arsenal,
I hope he plays, like...
Yeah, Arsenal are kind of like a wounded gazelle. Renato's going to come in there and just, like, gun them down, you gotta prove that he's still an A-plus talent, which I truly believe he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's the truth.
And then we've got what? Barca, PSG.
Okay, no, man. Any possibilities of La Remontada? Like,
I don't know. Sorry, I don't see it.
No, not happening. Not happening. Okay.
I think
I don't really care either because the fact that we're
midfield wise, I actually want to see the midfield battle this time. Like,
yeah, no, but I don't think we have a chance. But
honestly, I don't see. If PSG get a goal, it's over. So I don't get why.
The truth of the matter is, I probably won't be watching this game either. I'll probably be watching
Dortmund. Same. Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Honestly, the fact that we're still in that we might actually win La Liga, for me, I'm actually happy because the fact that we're actually probably the front runners at this point. I don't care if we get like knocked out again 4-0.
I think you're gonna care, bro. I think you're gonna care once like the quarterfinals come. Because I know that feeling when you're like, once like you don't care, but then once the other teams are playing,
but the same thing happened last season where we got knocked out in the quarters, and we still won the league. So I mean, look, I accepted like a few weeks ago. I mean, look, I really don't want to like overwork all of our players. We're playing again in the weekend, and really La Liga is the most important thing at this point. So I would just go like
It's crazy because I haven't had that feeling in so long because we've made like 6
Exactly.
semifinals in a row.
yeah.
So pretty much I get
No,
to
it's the
watch
thing,
my
though.
team until pretty much the last day of the competition because
Yeah.
the final is
Yo,
not
let's-
really.
Let's discuss this though. Like Barcelona have arguably the greatest attacking trio
Yeah, they do
of
in history.
all time. Season. Oh, you could just say first lost to just Messi not showing up. Messi has an average game.
Yeah.
I think
I think Tosin is cutting off, or is it just me?
Yeah. I feel
Barcelona at least come out of it like. Oh, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah. I think. Look, I think it's over. But if Barca
What do you mean it's over?
the PSG Barca tie, but
Oh, yeah. I agree.
if Barca get an early like goal in the first 10-15 minutes, then it's gonna be fun to watch. I might switch from Benfica Dortmund and watch it.
Yeah. I think I'll watch Benfica personally, but I mean, I'm proud of this team. I mean, we actually have a shot at winning this. I mean, so I'm not disappointed, honestly.
Yeah, and
Um,
Tosin is gone.
uh,
Yeah, is that pretty much it? Is there anything else?
I just think that this. Look, I mean, I think this Ligue 1 title race is pretty damn good. But it's great that the best league best league in Europe, best league in the world, is shaping up to have another amazing title race.
I think the La Liga title race has ended on the last day of the season. The La Liga title race ended on the last 2 weeks of the season for the past 3 years.
Yeah, it ended against like Valencia in 14-15, right?
That's crazy. That's crazy because
I wonder how, like, because then if we look at it in England, because I wonder how Leicester won, but in a way, like, Leicester didn't really have to sweat those last few weeks.
Exactly.
Which was sad. Chelsea are running away with it this year.
And
the year before, Leicester won it, away with it after December.
La Liga 13-14 decided on the last day in a match where
literally a final.
In literally a final. That's like I just don't understand how people say La Liga is boring. Like
I don't know either. And you got to give Sevilla some credit too, because they're doing this with like rejects. They have a shot. I mean, because they've got a much better manager than both of our teams, and these players are hungry to finally prove themselves. So we got 3 top quality teams all gunning for the title. And by the way, this Atletico team, they're in 5th. They totally dominated Bayern. They're not bums, and they're gonna have a great run.
And and in La Liga, you don't just have a nice title race now.
Wait, what are Atleti now? What are their positions?
They're 4th. They're 4th now. So
really? I thought they were.
No. You have a great title race, and you have a top 4 battle because Atleti are only 1 point away, clear of Real Sociedad, and Sociedad are only 2 points clear of Villarreal. So
and then Bilbao is like 4 points behind them.
Yeah, so you have a top 4. You have a fight for top 4, and you have a fight for the title, and people will still tell you that La Liga is boring and uncompetitive. So,
dude, this El Clasico is actually going to be one of the best in recent years. I mean, it's so important because I mean, if we win it, we're ahead no matter what. So that
and then
when is the Clasico?
April 23rd.
No, I think I think it might be a completely different game though because we have to play Atleti before it.
Oh wow!
And we have to go to the San Mamés before it, so you could be a good 3-4 points clear.
Then so
you could be You could be a 4 points clear of us, actually. So
That's very intriguing, honestly.
I just don't understand how you also play Sevilla before you play Valencia and Sevilla before you go to the Bernabeu and play us.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I'm fine
But
with
you
that.
play Valencia and Sevilla at home, so I expect you to figure that out.
Honestly, this 3-4-3, if it keeps on working numbers, working miracles, it's it'll get us there.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
interesting.
don't.
But yeah, last but not least, let's actually just give predictions for the Benfica Dortmund game, and
Oh, yeah.
let's yeah.
I
So
think 2-1 Dortmund.
2-1 Dortmund, they don't go through.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go through.
Wow.
No, that's actually a good ass like.
I mean, look, Benfica are basically my second team at this point, but I think they've only got like 2 fit midfielders
Oh, damn.
because nobody knows what's happened with Andre Horta. But look, I like this.
Yeah, what happened with him? Wasn't he supposed to be Renato's replacement?
I mean, yeah, and like, but he hasn't gotten much game time because PC has been incredible. And now they just got Felipe Augusto, but I mean, he's like one of 3 midfielders that are actually fit. So I want him to get more game time because I think he's a top prospect. But anyways, I think that I'm gonna say Dortmund, even though I hope Benfica go through. Mitroglou has been incredible lately, and I mean we all know how bad Dortmund's defense is. So if Mitroglou can keep up this form, they can still go through. He's been so good lately. For me, that's the key matchup. The 2 Greeks, Sokratis and Mitroglou.
Yeah.
I just don't see how Dortmund keep a clean sheet.
Who did Dortmund beat today? They beat Leverkusen, right?
Yeah, but Leverkusen are a mess.
Yeah, they are a mess, but did they keep a clean sheet? That's all I just
No,
wanted.
they conceded 2
No,
goals.
it's like 6-2. That just describes Dortmund style.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, Dortmund, typical Bundesliga, European MLS type game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think 2-1 is the if you're gonna bet on that game, you bet 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
I mean,
Who knows, man? Dortmund could score. Depends how.
They could.
Like.
And Benfica
True.
score like 4 goals against them. They'll score like 2 at most. And so if Dortmund,
Royce isn't gonna play, right? But from what I understand, Royce hasn't even been that good.
Royce has been suffering for form, but
yeah.
at some points, at select points, but yeah, overall though, their best season has been Ousmane Dembele.
Really?
Yeah, he's a player.
So? Well, I mean, it's hard to disagree, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when at the start of the season he just had like a few bad games, and people started calling him.
He's created their most chances.
Tosin, you're cutting off.
Yeah, Tosin's cutting off. Also, Guerrero is incredible, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the start of the season, the guy's 19. I think he was even 18 at the time.
Yeah,
and he had like, and he started off pretty good, and then he had like a few bad games, and then people started calling him brain dead and all that. I was like, what the hell? Give the kid a chance.
Nah, he's a balloon. Honestly, he is.
Honestly, it's actually the whole brain dead thing is actually racist.
It is.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But
it's crazy because they don't call because they didn't call Emre Moore brain dead, even though his decision making, in my opinion, is much worse actually.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. He's a futsal player.
Like Emre Moore is not a football player in my eyes. The guy is a dribble merchant. Like,
dude, I would rather have like Lingard currently than like Emre Moore.
Okay, respect Lingard, man. He's Mr. Wembley.
Yo, damn,
Mr. Wembley, dude. You gotta respect,
man.
Mr. Wembley.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds like a child's movie, like Mr. Wembley. Like something on Disney Channel, like Mr. Wembley. Like, dude.
Lingard,
mean,
I think Lingard is gonna make a career off being Pogba's friend.
exactly. Dude, he's
Yo,
gonna
he signed an extension,
Firmino
you
was
shit,
to Ozil, man.
He signed a what?
Yeah, an extension with the club. So
Yeah, he's gonna make a career of being Pogba's friend.
Dude, he honestly will.
yeah,
Yeah, is that it?
So that's it for the FT podcast this week. I think we'll be back another time. Should we be back to review the Champions League?
Yeah. Hopefully to
Next
hear
week, Sunday.
your next.
It'll either be Sunday or Thursday. We'll keep y'all posted, pretty much.
Yeah.
FT podcast. We'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out, guys. See you later.